What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel here from the GeekSpeakNation channel, and I'm here to bring you my reaction to the second official trailer to Marvel's The Defenders. So, here we are. Marvel's The Defenders has been eating up headlines coming out of San Diego Comic-Con right now. A lot of hype and anticipation has been being built up just for the Defenders themselves and what the show is going to be bringing, since it's coming out very soon. And people are already in the midst of reviewing it, even though a review embargo has not yet lifted. And also, they've been chewing up a lot of headlines because of the Punisher, and they're releasing a bit of a teaser for him. So that has been something that's just been really chewing up a lot of headlines coming from the Defenders. And also the announcement of Iron Fist Season 2. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about my feelings on that. We're just going to leave that alone. Because what we're here to talk about is the Defenders themselves in this series right now. The first trailer went really well. I was enjoying the banter and the interactions. I guess more so what I want to look for in this trailer is a little more hints at the action and how that'll culminate, and some more of the team dynamics and maybe the jokes that'll come out of it. But especially who I want to see is Sigourney Weaver. She will be playing the villain in this, and I want to see what her motivations are looking to be and what type of threat she is truly going to make towards this team. And also maybe some hints of Elektra, but I feel like that might be too spoilerish, so let's just stick with Sigourney Weaver in our hopes of what we're going to get out of this trailer. So with that being said, guys, let's check out this second trailer for Marvel's The Defenders.
The thing about war is, it only works if both sides believe they're the good guys.
Okay, so they're returning from their trip to Kunlun. That never
We're
happened.
not so different. We fight to get back what was once ours. But in the end, and this is the end, it's just a city. You'll get used to watching them fall.
Ooh, okay. She's chewing up those monologues.
I think we're safe for now.
We need to figure out our next move.
No, there is no next move.
And there is no we.
What is that? We're not here to eat. Are those pork?
No, the shrimp. Oh, this guy's got pork.
God, you're weird.
I'm not looking for super friends.
Shit.
That doesn't matter. Can't fight these people. Not even with whatever it is your hand can do.
It's cheap.
It's not.
They're hunting our friends, our families, and they're not gonna stop there.
More death is coming.
Stick.
And the only thing keeping Manhattan from crumbling to a pile of dust is the four of you.
The war for New York, it's over.
Elektra's looking great.
Not yet.
Let's go, man.
Nice ears.
They're horns.
I can see you've formed a kind of bond. I promise you it's temporary.
Elektra.
They will disappoint you.
Jessica. Like it or not, we belong out there together.
Oh, man.
I'm glad we found each other.
I'm not hugging you.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long week.
August 18th cannot come soon enough. That is such a great trailer. Man, I think this show is taking cues from what makes Marvel great. Or makes this Marvel Cinematic Universe and all of its properties intertwined when it's working at its best. When you get these great just shots of humor and great characters that interact so well and so believably based on how they were built up individually. And you place them in these scenarios and they're just getting along so well, and the stories are captivating, but that still doesn't take away that they can have these mature or dark aspects of their storylines or their characters. That's when, you know, these Marvel properties are firing on all cylinders, and it looks like Marvel's The Defenders is going to be doing that. I think, yeah, the trifecta definitely, the group definitely shines with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Daredevil and their interactions. I still think the weakest link is Danny Rand Iron Fist, and even in his dialogue and not just his action sequences. But nevertheless, despite what I think of that, I think they are gelling together very well. I think that is the number one thing I took away from this trailer. Second, of course, being Elektra and Sigourney Weaver's villain, who the name of her villain escapes me at the moment, but nevertheless, let's break down these 2 points that I mentioned, and also the third takeaway being the action sequences. But first, the camaraderie. I think this turned out excellent in this trailer. I think everyone's doing a phenomenal job, and the hats have to go off to the writers for this series and the writers for all the previous series in general, because if it wasn't for the work that they put in with developing each of these individual characters and their tropes and their tics and the things that they do and the way that they respond to situations, it wouldn't be as satisfying as it is now to just simply see this trailer. It truly is a great feat that they're doing in television with this crossover, and they should definitely be really proud of how they develop these characters for their own specific shows. And moving on to Sigourney Weaver and Elektra as the antagonists of the series, I think Sigourney Weaver is chewing the heck out of the scenery. In her monologue, she comes off as intimidating and this all-knowing type. You just constantly get this aura of like, man, what is she planning? I am sold on her being the villain, and I can't wait to see more of her in the series. I just felt properly teased of this omen of terrible things are coming for our heroes and for the city of New York. And she plays this prophesying villain very, very well. But she also seems like the type of villain that's not just the person to make threats, but she seems to be a woman of action, which is always enjoyable and a great antagonist. And of course, Elektra was looking phenomenal. Every single time she was in that cloak with the katana, I believe she was wielding, like, she just looked awesome. Just the way she was all silhouetted out at some points just looked great. And of course, you can always expect her to have some really great sequences, but I think she is definitely going to be the wild card for this series. I think what she ends up doing, what side she ends up on by the end of it, I wouldn't be surprised if they do the whole good old-fashioned, she's a villain for most of it, but then they make up and everyone's friends again towards the end, or hopefully they might go with a more tragic approach to it and seeing how that relationship between Murdoch and Elektra will play out. Who knows? But either way, I'm excited to see her back. Even though I think the romantic aspect of Daredevil Season 2 was probably its weakest link towards the second half because it became too reliant on it, I still think it's a great on-screen relationship, and I do buy into these characters, and I buy even more to their connection now based off of the dynamics that they're in now. And shout out to Stick for being in the show as well, and just shout out to Stick for just being awesome. So with that being said, the last point I wanted to mention was the action sequences, and they are looking great. With the exception of Iron Fist and some parts of Luke Cage, I tend to think that the action sequences in these shows are pretty fantastic. And I think that the choreography in this series is putting heavy emphasis on what these individuals can do. The acrobatics and the elaborate fighting between Daredevil and his opponents. You have the quick and brutal methods of Jessica Jones. You have the more supportive and defensive and sometimes leading the charge like a battering ram antics of Luke Cage, and then you have the hot-headed powerhouse attacks that come from Iron Fist's attacks. And it seems, of course, in this show that they have a bigger budget, so you will be seeing him doing more of his attacks as well, because I guess the special effects budget was a lot better for this one. So I guess I just love the way that you see them all interacting, and the way people, like, one person will bounce off because Jessica Jones is hitting them, one person just gets comboed out, you know, like Daredevil's just pulling out this crazy combo breaker, corner combo, and there's no escape, there's not enough meter burn for the guy to get out. Like, it looks incredible. And then everyone's just in that hallway sequence. It just looks phenomenal. Everyone knows these guys do great hallway fights, which is a very strange thing to have an award for or an accolade for, but it is what it is, and they just do it very well. But with that being said, guys, I think I fawned over this trailer enough. I think they did a terrific job with this. I think that this looks really, really awesome. I am so excited for the Defenders. August 18th cannot come soon enough. Guys, let me know what you think about this trailer in the comment sections down below. What was your favorite part of it? What are you looking forward to the most from this season? And do you hope we might get a little bit of Punisher action in there? Will he come in as a saving grace at the last second? Probably not. I hope he brings his money gun. But with that being said, guys, let me know what you think down below. And also, while you're down there, guys, if you like my reaction and my review, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe, become part of the Geek Nation, and get more content like this, especially considering that this is San Diego Comic-Con weekend, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to be on the lookout, because we're gonna have more content like this coming out for all these trailers that are gonna be dropping and all the news that is breaking out. And of course, I still have more movie reviews to come later on this week. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I've been Daniel, and don't forget to get geeky.